Hi, my name is Clay with OpenC3, and in this video, I'll be using the Keysight Fieldfox RF Analyzer, and we'll be connecting it to this GOES-19 satellite antenna from NOAALEC, and we'll be connecting this all into Cosmos so we can see the RF data as well as the processed imagery all in one place. Let's get started. Given our current location in Boulder, Colorado, looks like we are looking at about 130.2 degrees that we want to point to for the GOES-19 satellite, as well as an elevation of approximately 34.3, as well as a skew of negative 30 degrees. So we're going to configure our GOES antenna here so that we are pointing approximately at 130 degrees. We have a 34-degree elevation, and we have the skew so that we can try to get as good of a signal as we can from our GOES-19 weather satellite. So the antenna is now connected to our Keysight Fieldfox using the signal booster here. And then we also have this as a LAN connection over to our laptop so that Cosmos can listen to the different signals, and then we can be able to visualize and parse all that within Cosmos.
Now I have commands configured in Cosmos such that I can send out Skippy commands directly to the Fieldfox through Cosmos. So I'm going to execute this script here, which is going to configure our Fieldfox such that it's going to have all the right configurations for today's demo.
So after carefully aligning our antenna here so that is pointing at 130 degrees with an approximately 34-degree elevation, I can use the Fieldfox here to confirm that it is pointed in the right direction and getting a good signal. So I can use this to validate. If I make any corrections to this, say if I move it around, you'll notice that that waveform now flattens out. So we lost that signal. So this is a really, really good tool to use so we can constantly monitor what our signal looks like so we can get it corrected in the right position so that we can get the best signal we can. Over on the Cosmos side, I am sending Skippy commands directly to the Fieldfox so I can get all the different trace data that I need here. So over on the right side here, we're able to look at an array graph of our Fieldfox wave spectrum analysis, and as well as this waterfall diagram for the RF analysts here who may be more familiar with that type of interface. So we're able to take a look at exactly what's happening, what's coming off from data from the Fieldfox. Down below here, I also have a custom screen that's made so that I can send out commands directly to the Fieldfox that doesn't have to be a script. So we can configure these custom buttons or different screens so that we can send the right information that we want, as well as receiving telemetry, like, for example, requesting the frequency that we are setting to, requesting the span that we have set to. All that status information can be set in the screens and controlled from here. All right, so now that we've successfully been able to use the Fieldfox to calibrate and coordinate our GOES-19 antenna, now we're going to be looking at SatDump, which is an open source software, so that we can analyze and then process all the satellite data that's coming in so that we can generate all the beautiful imagery and the MWin weather products so that we can view that all in Cosmos. So over on this side, I have a very similar setup where we have 1.694 gigahertz that we have configured to. We have a couple of gain corrections that is recommended from NOAALEC. And then down here, I am processing the GOES RHRIT processing pipeline. So then I'm running this. I have a okay signal to noise ratio. Ideally, we have a much higher ratio, but we will take what we can get. And on the right side, we can look at the data decoder, and the different virtual channels are receiving different imagery. By mounting the directory that the imagery is hosted in as a volume as part of the Docker container, I'm able to write a Cosmos interface that is reacting to those changes and looking at what's in there and then adding it in as base64 images that are loaded onto Cosmos as telemetry, so then we can load it into these screens and look at it live. Over on the Cosmos side, I have built out a telemetry viewer screen so that we can take a look at the different weather products that are coming from our SatDump processing pipeline. So here we can take a look at the most recent satellite imagery products that are coming off of the GOES-19 weather satellite. Down below here, we can take a look at the various products that are coming in live. Down below here, we have some great weather information, including some mesoscale imagery. We have some really cool water vapor data here, as well as some radar data that's coming in live. So it looks like we just got a nice full image here that is really nice and clean with very little signal interruption. So this is one of the latest full disk images that we got, a G19 image here. So coming straight from the GOES-19 satellite. Really beautiful image so we can take a look at all the current weather patterns that's occurring. If there are any M1 products that are showing a severe weather event, then we have a notification that is set up using the limits response. So if there is something that shows a high limit, for example, maybe there's some kind of strong weather activity somewhere going on, we have this automatic notification using the limits response code so that we can have this as a nice integration with Cosmos. So you can live view and be alerted on what's going on. So these are different radar products that are coming in. And as they come in, we'll see this. Oh yeah, there we go. So this is a good example of as a new image comes in, we're able to change that reactively in Cosmos. So as a new image comes in, our interface is actively shrinking these images and then putting it into Cosmos so that we can look at it in these screens live. We also got a very nice weather vapor image here. So this is a really nice image showing the current water vapor information that's occurring on our planet. So over on the weather products M1 data that we have here, so I'm just posting the bulletin text into Cosmos. So injecting this as telemetry so that we can look at it live within Cosmos screens. A lot of this, I'm not the expert in weather, so I'm not the best person to interpret this data, but it allows us to interpret all these different weather products that are coming in as telemetry so that we can parse it and show it within Cosmos. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you again Keysight for letting us work with the Fieldfox Analyzer here. The Fieldfox plugin will be available to all of our enterprise customers, so be on the lookout for that at store.openc3.com. And thanks again, until next time.